Engine start checklist, engine 1.
Alright, so release the parking brakes. And the startup procedure is quite simple. Just flick these to start. And watch the automatic start system work. It's quite easy. I think he wanted me to start engine number 1 first, but I'm quite used to starting engine 2 first, so I'll do that. Big air cargo 747 next to us. So yeah, I wasn't quite sure where to park up. I did the inbound flight yesterday, and I thought this would be a good place for the ERJs, but apparently this is where all the cargo go. So I'm not really sure where the small aircraft park in Frankfurt. All the gates seem to be kind of medium-sized aircraft and above. Let's do well. Alright, so that's engine 2 started. So start up engine number 1, close that cover.
Ground control, Lufthansa 941. Is clear of the runway, request taxi to parking. Lufthansa 941. Taxi via Papa November 2 gate Charlie 14 by Papa November 2 gate Charlie 14 Lufthansa 941. Ground control 942. Request taxi 942. Taxi via Lima to holding position runway 25. When on position, contact tower on 119.9 to holding position runway 25 via Lima tower on 119.9.
That's engine number 1 coming online.
On. Engine 2. On. End of checklist.
Will be number 3 behind central wing 777. Central wing 106, taxi 3 to right via Alpha 7, Alpha, and hold short off to 5.
Right, so now that the engines are on, we can turn off the AP bleed. And hit all the pneumatics. I think we might have just run over our pushback driver.
Taxi via November 5, November 3, November, Lima holding position, runway 25. When on position, contact tower on 119.9.
Alright, and then it's a case of switching the electronic pumps to the auto position. And then just wait to taxi. Put the flaps to 9. And then set our landing elevation, which is 622. So that's found. The pressurization panel is found down here. I just need to increase that up to, well, round it down to 600. And there he goes, he survived apparently. Turn on the, goes that, turn on the taxi light. And I'll just get up the Frankfurt chart so I know where I'm going, because it's quite a big airport. The scenery does come with charts, which is quite nice. Although they are from 2007, so I imagine they're quite out of date, so you'd have to Google for more up to date checks. But the taxi charts are quite useful.
Please ensure your carry-on items and tray tables are stowed. Your seat back is in full upright position. Headrest stowed and your seatbelt is securely fastened.
Just waiting for the chart to load, and then I'll get a taxi. It's busy ATC today. Anyway, let's get come on.
Check the pushback with the car driver in front of you. He is in contact with us. Okay, thank you. Ground control, BMI 1822W. Request taxi. BMI 1822W. Taxi via November, Lima holding position, runway 25. When on position, contact tower on 119.9.
via November Lima, holding position 25 tower on 119.9 BMI 1822W.
Alright, so November's just behind us, so let's swing left. So 25 centre is what used to be 25 right, so the charts are still, well, the charts that came with the scenery are still out to date. They're still showing it as 25 right. Let me just turn off the gas lock, because otherwise we don't really get enough thrust to get going. So I've noticed that the older Aerosoft scenery aren't quite as good with frames as the newer stuff, despite the fact the newer stuff actually looks better, so they're not quite as well optimised. So that's one thing to bear in mind, but like I said, they are releasing the new scenery relatively soon. This is Lima here, so just make a right turn. And then track whatever this taxiway is. No, Lima's the parallel one, so yeah, we'll go down November 8 and then turn left onto Lima, and that'll track us parallel down the runway to 25 centre.
Ground control, Air China 54, request taxi, Air China 54. Taxi via November 3, November, to holding position runway.
So in the meantime, stick on the flight director, set the altitude to 5,000, which was our initial altitude.
Air China 54.
And the heading, which I believe is 248. It's a very slow heading bug. There we go. Oh yeah, and then you have to hit the Toga cheat button, which is just this kind of screw at the top left. And there we go, that's 6 takeoff. And then press the B button to set the atmospheric pressure. And the yaw damper also needs to go on. And then if we hit the takeoff OK button,
takeoff OK,
then that's a good sign. Right, so we're approaching the whole short, and there's a few aircraft up ahead to take off first, which we can see the, well, it looks relatively new. I'm not entirely sure when the terminal building was built, but it does look quite new. To hold all those huge number of passengers that pass in and out. And we can see another aircraft coming in to land over there. Incredibly busy airport. Alright, slow right down. In fact, I'll just move it. Well, actually, there's a hold short there, which would be about right for us. So I'll move over to that. Big 747 coming in. Japan Air. Oh, no, is that Malaysian Airlines, not Japanese Airlines. Just for a second, it did look like it. So I suspect this US Airways will be taking off before me, but I'll let Tower know I'm ready.
Tower, BMI 1822W, on holding position, runway 25.
BMI 1822W. Hold your position, I will
Before takeoff, checklist. Exterior lights.
Tower 701, on holding position, runway 25. 701, line up runway 25. Lining up runway 25, 701.
Yep, so he's going on ahead.
7053, locate at the end, Delta 3, thank you.
Then Delta 3, 7053, 701, wind 200 at 4. Fly runway heading, 1 airborne, contact departure on 120.15. Runway 25, cleared for takeoff, good flight. Runway heading to departure on 120.15. Cleared for takeoff, 25701.
So off he goes. Well, the windsock seems to be dictating that we're going downwind, but
Tower 382.
fingers crossed that's not quite right.
382, clear to land, runway 25 right, QNH 1014. Clear to land, runway 25 right.
I can't see that plane, which is on final. But this guy's heading off.
Wind's 106 here, we can take Alpha 1.
Okay, enter Alpha 1, you're number 1 for departure.
So I'll get our lights on in anticipation.
BMI
There we go.
1822W, line up runway 25.
Get the gas lock off.
BMI 1822W.
And get taxi light off and put on the landing lights. Don't know why he's not doing the lights.
Before
Just do it
takeoff,
again.
checklist. Exterior lights on.
There we go.
Transponder.
Weird. Right. So transponder.
1 TARA. Flight controls. Checked. Radar. Stand by.
2809 knots, testing 21, cleared for takeoff,
Checked.
wide.
End of checklist.
Accent 780 Papa, ground 12172, tschüss. BMI 1822W, wind 200 at 4. The fly runway heading, 1 airborne, contact departure on 120.15. Runway 25, cleared for takeoff, good flight.
Runway heading, departure frequency 120.15. Runway 25, cleared for takeoff, BMI 1822W.
Alright, let's get going. Let me just center the view. And let's get 40% on.
Behind the Apple taxi, Bravo Driver 116.
Engines are looking good and synchronous, so let's hit full throttle.
Speed alive. $80 knots. V1. Rotate. Positive rate.
Alright, let's get the gear up. Follow about 14 degrees. So yeah, line. And then wait for about 1,000 feet and then we'll stick the autopilot on. And about 180 we'll get flap one up as well.
With you on 1,000 for 5,000.
Alright, autopilot on. Heading.
Tango 3 Foxtrot, climb into flight level 10.
Speed.
BMI 1822W.
And the altitude button has already been selected. So we just stabilise there. Now I'll flick it over to nav and it'll follow the FMS route. And we're looking for about 2,500, which we've crossed. We can click the climb button on the FADEC and then hit the flight level change button. And then the after takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. Landing gear up. Flaps.
There we go. That alarm was the
Up.
1,000 feet.
Climb. Overhead seat check. Altimeter set. End of
Thought you might give me an altitude change. I was a bit distracted. So there's no auto throttle, but if if you put it into the flight level change or the speed mode, it just a bit like in the Majestic Dash, it just well, not the Majestic Dash, but just the Dash in general, it'll maintain pitch to keep a set speed. So you can see Frankfurt below.
BMI 1822W.
Alright, so we cleared up to 170. And at this point we can turn off the APU. I don't quite know why it tells you to keep the APU on, but I'm assuming it's just in case of an engine failure, it's easier to start the engines back up again. Some aircraft seem to have it where you obviously turn the APU off straight after having the engines on, but with the Embraers it seems to be the case, well, with the ERJs and the E-Jets, that you actually keep the APU on. I don't know whether that's just FeelThere taking a different interpretation, or whether that's actually standard operating procedures, but yeah, it seems a bit strange.
Identified. Descent flight level 70. Descending to flight level 70. Egypt Air 32.
But otherwise, we'll just hit over 10,000 feet, I'll turn off the lights, and then I'll catch you in the cruise.
Departure control 994 with you on flight level 150. 994, radar contact.
Alright, set those lights off. And I'll see you in a bit. Alright, so we're 1,000 feet off our cruise altitude of flight level 340. So what we need to do is just stabilise the aircraft off, basically, once we get to cruise altitude. So we'll need to adjust the thrust rating. So in a similar way to the Airbus A320 series, the ERJ 145 and 135 have a FADEC system, which is basically an automatic thrust management system. So you put it in the right kind of setting, and basically the aircraft automatically applies the correct thrust profile. So you have the takeoff, which is automatically in place when you put full throttle on, and then, as you saw, I put it into climb, and then the last setting to put it into is cruise. And I won't do it until we're bang on 340. But that's what you need to do. And then basically you need to, because like I've mentioned before, there's no auto throttle, you need to manually maintain your cruise speed. Usually maintain about 0.74 Mach, which you need to have about between 85 and 87% N1, depending on how high you are and how fast you're going.
Flight level 41053 identified.
Let me just try and get us back up to 340. I know sometimes it does struggle a little bit to get up the last few hundred feet. I'll just increase the speed. Actually, sorry, he's managing to do it. Okay, so it's just coming up now. There we go. So I'll hit the cruise button. You hear the engine speeds coming down a little bit, and then if you hit the speed button and go up to 0.74, I don't think it actually adjusts anything, but it's just like a visual marker, so you can see how fast you need to be going. But whilst we're getting up to that speed, I'll give you a bit of a tour of the aircraft. So like I said before, this is a FeelThere aircraft. It's quite old. I can't remember exactly how old it is, but it's at least kind of 5 or 6 years old. So it is showing its age a little bit with some of the textures and bits like that, but it's not bad for the money. You get quite a lot. The FMS is really good, FMS or FMC, whatever you want to call it. The displays are really good, and it's all really well modelled. And what's even quite cool is you can actually walk into the back. The frame rates weren't so slow. And have a little tour of the cabin, so you can even meet your passengers if you wanted to. So yeah, you can walk all the way down. So again, the textures and modelling isn't the best, but it's not bad. It still feels quite immersive. And if you want to be particularly brave, you can go into the toilet, which has a little bit of a surprise when you go through it. That's right, there is no toilet. You just get a lot of vertigo. But anyway, we'll ignore that because that kind of just breaks the immersion. I thought I'd show you because it's quite funny. Yeah, I mean the textures. I mean, like I said, the textures aren't great, but the attention to detail is quite good. I mean, you've got the seat belts and the safety cards, and maybe this particular texture I got from BMI Regional Virtual Airline, and it includes kind of the interior, which is quite cool. For some reason they're backwards. That wasn't quite well thought through. Anyway, so I'll get back into the cockpit. You can close the door behind us. And I'll catch you again in the descent. It's probably it's about an hour and 40 minutes to flight. So I'll see you on the other side. I won't bore you by showing you the whole flight. Alright, I'll see you in a bit.